This is Speakers of Iceland. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Speakers of Iceland. I'm Lakeel Bravestone. Welcome to episode 20. As you're probably asking yourself, Lakeel, episode 20, that was last week. Well, if you were there, you probably realize why we've decided to skip that episode and pretend that never happened. We had some really annoying audio problems. So, yeah, we're going to talk about a lot of the stuff that we talked about in that episode, because most of it you probably couldn't even hear. And then we're going to talk about some stuff that we didn't talk about in that episode. And then we're going to talk about patch 2.45 and the return of Who Wants to Be a Gillionaire at the very end. So please look forward to it. As you can see, I'm joined by Orange Caramel there on my right. Lonigan isn't here, so it's sort of an opposite problem as we had last time.
The last stream was Lonigan's fault.
Yes, it was. So see how everything is working perfectly now, except that I forgot to start with my close-up as I usually do for some reason. Anyway, let's talk about the stuff that we haven't had the chance to talk about yet. Last time I'm talking about the one. Also, let's never talk about the previous episode, the episode that we're skipping. The one we talked about right after FanFest, the previous episode there. We sort of skimmed through everything, and we forgot to talk about the most important stuff. So just really quickly, if you want to hear about the stuff we talked about, Alamigo, we talked about the Garleans invading and all that. If you want to know more about that, just watch our previous episode. It's on our YouTube. We're going to focus mostly on the lady in red in the trailer in the first half here. Because I've changed my mind. I've changed my mind about what job she is. I don't know about... Like, a lot of people watching our previous videos pointed out that she's most likely a monk, which I have to agree now is most likely the case. My hype has calmed down, and for one, let me defend myself first. Why I screamed Dancer at first glance. First of all, she was wearing a dress that was very reminiscent of Dancer. She has a gauntlet on her right arm, I believe, which has a switchblade, much like an Assassin's Creed style weapon, which is very common for dancers. But why would they show us the job in the trailer and not talk about it in the keynote that followed? So, I don't know, I think maybe she might be a monk. I'm still hoping for a dancer, but I think she might be a monk. So sorry to everyone that I hyped up for dancer. I think we might have to adjust our hype a bit, because I'm starting to think she might actually be a monk. So, let's talk about who she is.
I still think she's a dancer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah?
She was like fighting, I don't know. People were talking about that those new skills that they were doing were through 4.0 skills. I mean, the ones you will get from level 60.
Yeah.
But I still have high hopes for a dancer. I don't know. I think I want it. I didn't expect it to be shown on the trailer.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's like a 50-50 thing. I'm
Definitely.
not sure.
I mean, there are no closed doors. There is like 50-50. She's either a monk or a dancer. My heart is saying dancer. My mind is saying it has to be a monk. They can't be this crazy and show us a dancer and not talk about it. But then again, it is... I mean, Yoshi P is leading all of this, so he could just be trolling us as he has done before. So,
You think we're still getting 3 jobs?
well, that is an interesting question, because there is sort of a conspiracy going around now in the community that we might just get 2 jobs. Because there are 2 reasons for this. First reason being, for the Heavensward launch, they showed 1 job per FanFest. So there were 3 FanFests and 3 jobs. We didn't get a job this time, and in the Las Vegas one, and when they showed the slide with the jobs, there were only 2 silhouettes in the background. So those are the 2 main reasons why people now are starting to wonder if this might just be a 2-job expansion. I hope for 3, but I can't see. I don't know. It's too early to say. Let's just say 3 now to be safe. But there is a growing concern that we might just get 2 jobs, and that's worrying a little bit, because that leaves the question: what role are they going to What role are they going to be? If they add 2 jobs, there might very well be. Remember, we talked about the hybrid jobs that were their own roles.
Mm-hmm.
It would make sense if they added 2 new roles or 2 new classes in 1 new role. If you get my drift. Right now we have tank, DPS, healer.
What if the new classes can play as 2 roles? Because they said they were revamping the skill system, so maybe one of the a few of the existing jobs can do that as well. I mean, being for instance, the red mage being a healer and a DPS, depending on which skill tree or whatever you want to call it, you choose.
Yeah.
So I would like that in this game, because it will allow people to play as different roles without having to level another class.
Yeah.
So, but I don't really think that's going to happen, sadly. But it's still there, the possibility. They haven't said anything about the new revamp system.
No, they haven't.
So it's still possible.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about this in the previous episode, but the way they are reshaping the battle system, or the way they're revamping it, it opens up for a hybrid class, like you just mentioned, where you can be both a healer and maybe a tank. Like a red mage could potentially be both, or a DPS. It could literally be all 3. Yeah, but it's too early to say. Of course, it's way too early to say anything actually about that. But yeah, I'm hoping if it's only 2 jobs, let's hope that it's a hybrid class, like we talked about, like a one that can switch between roles, or maybe even be its own role. Who knows? But one very exciting thing, we talked about red mage here. We didn't talk about it after the FanFest for some reason. We just barely brushed over it. The T-shirt that Yoshi P wore was Scarlet Witch, and Lonigan was very focused on the actual character Scarlet Witch, which was completely wrong, because if you look at it now, Scarlet is red and Witch is mage. And he said that this was the only clue he would give us at this time. Red mage, 99% confirmed. I mean, it is pretty much 100% confirmed right now.
And people want it, so
yeah,
will be a very troll thing to. I mean, if it did that, people would get mad. So I don't think. I think that the red mage is a confirmed job for 4.0.
Yeah, I think so too. It would have been very strange to troll about that. So yeah, there's not much to say about that, but that again opens up for the possibility of a hybrid class, which also he talked about in a way back, about a year ago, or maybe even more. He was in an interview where he talked about hybrid classes. I know I keep talking about hybrid classes, but he did talk about hybrid classes back then. and he said that the only way he could implement Red Mage to the game was to change the battle system and sort of open up for a hybrid system. And that's pretty much what's happening right now. So I don't know. It's I'm very excited for this.
Hmm.
It
Yeah, me
could
too.
change the game quite a bit if it's anything like what they've said or giving us hints about. They also said that Stormblood will be a full standalone game's worth of content. Now, what does that mean?
Did they say that for Heaven's Roar?
I believe they did. I can't
I
remember.
think so.
So it basically just means they mean that you should be able to enjoy that as you enjoyed The Realm Reborn and as you enjoyed Heavensward. It's gonna have just as much content, I guess.
I would be really pleased if Stormblood content was the same as Heaven's Sword was, because it was a lot of content too.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed the way to level 60.
Yeah, it was a...
So even if the expansion isn't bigger than Heaven's Sword, I still will be okay.
Yeah. I'm yearning for some new content, so I'm happy, whatever. But it's good to see that they're actually telling us that it's going to be a full game and not just like a tiny DLC. So that's fine. One thing that we didn't talk about though last time, which is surprising, we just mentioned dungeons, but I don't think we got it. We understood what they said. New dungeons to be introduced with new battle and dungeon concepts to be introduced. So they talked about how the current dungeons were going stale. They realized that people were getting bored with how the dungeons are currently laid out. There was literally no change from Our Realm Reborn to Heavensward. Like, a dungeon is still 3 bosses and loot every boss. That's it. So maybe we'll start seeing maybe some puzzle dungeons. Maybe, I don't know. Like we saw the Halloween event with the haunted house. That was a bit of a
refreshing content.
Yeah, and maybe they were sort of testing the grounds there to see how we felt about that.
People loved it.
Yeah, I thought it was
too.
really fun. It was fun. And if they put that into like expert dungeons, I can see how some people feel like that could destroy expert roulette, because it would mean that they would actually have to work for their expert roulette. Which I feel I'm a bit guilty there. I hate it when I have to work for my expert roulette because it's so repetitive. But if they somehow manage to make the dungeons feel less repetitive, I mean that's sort of the big problem with these dungeons, is that
I have to say that I'm enjoying the 3.4 dungeons more than usual, and I think because they are more you can speedrun them more than the other ones, because you can pick up like all the pulls before the boss.
Right.
For instance, the Sepulchral dungeon, you can run into the first boss almost with 2 pulls.
Yeah.
And it saves a lot of time. And I've noticed that you spend 10 minutes to get to the second boss, while you're spending another 10 minutes to get to the first boss in the past dungeon. So that's a big improvement for me.
Yeah, I agree. I was about to say that the new dungeons are a lot better than, for instance, the ones that came before it.
So yeah, I'm expecting an improvement in the next dungeons.
Yeah.
Maybe not in boss mechanics, because I think they are nice, but maybe in how you advance in that dungeon. I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll
I don't
see.
know. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they solve this. They also talked about the new Alliance raids, and they said that it was big news about the new raids, but they would wait until the Tokyo Fan Fest to reveal it. But they said that it would be very, very Final Fantasy. Now, what does that mean? I don't know. Everything you put into a Final Fantasy game is very Final Fantasy, so I don't know. But he said it was big news. Yeah.
Maybe more bosses, more boss references in dungeons, or I mean in the raids.
Yeah, maybe.
But the ones we have now, they already have a lot of references to another Final Fantasies.
Yeah, just thinking about Crystal Tower, which is just one Final Fantasy III fan fest. Fan fest. Yeah.
Ozma and...
Yeah, and Ozma from Final Fantasy IX. Yeah, that's yeah, I'm excited for that. And even the way they said it, like they said big news, and they wanted to wait until FanFest. They might have changed how those raids work as well, for all we know. Like Crystal Tower and Void Ark, they are pretty much the same sort of deal as well. So maybe they just like the dungeons, they are revamping the casual raids as well. We'll see. Okay. The new exploratory missions, which we love. Everyone loves.
I do.
But this one actually sounds very interesting because they're actually, it seems like they're planning for it to stick around for a while and be relevant for a while. It's called Eureka, so that's for all those Final Fantasy III fans out there. Again, with the Final Fantasy references. Sorry, Final Fantasy III references. It's different from Diadem and will expand in its own entire area unique to Stormblood. And they also, for those Final Fantasy XI players out there, notorious monsters that might spawn like every 72 hours, that's gonna be a thing. So you can sit there and camp for monsters. But also, the most important part here is that it might be used for the next set of high-end weapons, like the Relic quest. So that you can only progress the Relic in Eureka. That's an interesting twist. And that is sort of like forcing it to be irrelevant, which is... Square Enix is really good at doing that to keep old content alive.
I'm not really hyped at that because the Relic quests have always been very grindy and I hate them.
Yeah, it's really bad. I've given up on my Relic, sadly. But who knows? Maybe they're going to revamp the Relic quest. Who knows? Here's to hoping.
I wouldn't think of that.
No, I don't think so. I mean, the Relic quest is always going to be a grind, isn't it? Okay. The big one. I'm surprised we didn't talk about this. The item inventory expansion. Said to be as big as humanly possible. Which means, in my eyes, unlimited inventory space. Or close to unlimited inventory space. It was apparently such a big change. They had to, like, their server engineers were working on it as he was talking. So they're going to upgrade their server parks just to
Not at launch, by the way.
Not at launch? No, they weren't sure how it was, that's
so.
true. Yeah, they weren't exactly sure when that would come. But it would be weird if they didn't put it in at launch. Like, I don't know. We'll see.
We'll have a 2-day maintenance. And
Yeah. Oh, God. Yeah. Well, anyway, it's going to be nice to see how it... Like, for me, personally, my inventory is full, like 90% full all the time. And I've had to throw away a lot of gear just so I can, like, get all my... I don't know, my...
You even had to hire a new retainer on the mock station.
Oh, yeah, true. I have 3 retainers. I'm still, like, I don't want to give them that last retainer in case that inventory expansion is, like, how does that... They're going to lose money on that. Because people are hiring retainers just to expand their inventory. Like, I know a lot of people do, at least. So that's a bit of a weird... But he said, like, I remember he said, specifically, they were actually taking money directly out of the subscription, like, the money that we are paying for the game is going directly into the inventory expansion thing. So it's not something Square Enix is giving them. It's like, this is what Final Fantasy XIV has earned, and they're going to put it into their own system. So that was a bit of a nice thing to hear, that our money isn't completely wasted on Square Enix's 10th mobile slot game. 4th residential area being added. He didn't want to say where, because it had something to do with the main story. And I think that's because it's not Ishgard.
No. He also said that Ishgard will be like a lot of calling there, and he didn't want it to be a residential area. So
Yeah.
I say, I don't know, maybe
Alameda.
an area in a new zone. I don't know.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna get like an Alamegan housing district, like maybe in the near Ralgur's Reach, like where the resistance is. I don't think we're gonna, because of main story reasons. I don't
Mm,
think it would be suitable to have a housing district in Alamigo,
no,
but maybe around somewhere.
but does that mean that we won't be able to buy a house in that area right after the expansion launch? I mean, would you have to do a lot of missionary quests to unlock that area?
I haven't thought about that.
Because that will be a great issue, because we are in a very populated server,
Yeah,
so people will rush the main scenario quests to get a house in that area, and we will spend more time on them because we will have to read them. And what if we don't get a house in that? I don't even want to think about it.
that's a good. Yeah, I haven't thought about that, but yeah, obviously we would have to do main story to get
Well,
to.
I guess I really hope and I guess that the housing problem will be solved by then.
Yeah, I
I
think.
really hope so.
I mean,
But
adding another ward, like no, not a ward, another district with all those. How many wards do we have now? 12,
12, yeah. But I
and
guess they will
subdivisions.
add more in the next patch. So maybe,
Oh
what
yeah,
if they add up to 15?
yeah.
So we'll have a new area with 15 words. That will be great. And I think everyone would get the house they want.
I think so
So
too. At least
I,
like we're from Ragnarok, by the way, for those watching.
mm,
If you're wondering, like, what the fuck? There's no housing crisis. Yes, there is. On populated servers like
mm,
Balmung, Ragnarok, I can't remember all the others, but you know who you are out there.
yeah.
They have like there's like a massive pressure on the housing
And a few
system.
Japanese servers too.
Oh yeah, of course. So yeah, hopefully this will alleviate, and I hope they in the future add, and especially now with the expansion, that they add wards according to server population, and not just adding like a fixed set. Because
Yeah.
adding like 15 wards to a low populated server makes no sense,
Yeah.
and adding a 10 ward district to a highly populated server makes no sense either. So yeah, I hope they've learned from their mistakes. Um, okay, I think that's about it. That what we're going to talk about from FanFest. All areas of 4.0 will be accessible by flying mounts. Not a big deal, but
Yeah, I expected that.
yeah, but still a fucking ether currents.
Oh.
But I understand it. I understand why they do it, because I mean they've made a world, so they want us to see it first. I mean, once you have it, that's it. So I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but it is a bit. It's a bit
They
annoying.
also changed the location for the current other currents. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I did the story again from the bottom, and
Yeah.
I've noticed that you were getting them as long as you were doing the main scenario quests. So it wasn't a
Oh.
big deal. I didn't have to explore anything.
Oh, really?
So yeah, they were very visible, and
Hmm.
I
So
didn't
it.
have any trouble. I
So,
remember looking, I mean, searching for guides on the internet when Heavensward came out, because I couldn't find the ones I was missing. But
same.
now I didn't have any problem with them.
So do they like? Do you not have to look for them at all, or are they like right next to the quest NPC, or are they just unlocked when you do a quest?
Some of them are next to the quest NPC you have to go, and the others are visible, but they are from afar.
Okay.
But they
So you don't
you
have to
won't
look
have
for
any
them.
problem with them.
Okay, well that's good. Hopefully they do that with
I remember one
Stormblood.
other current in Corethe's Western Highlands that you had to jump over a nice thing. I don't
Oh
remember.
yeah,
And when I went there to get it, there were a lot of people trying to jump in that platform, and it
Yeah.
was very tricky.
Yeah.
And I did the first or the second attempt, and and I got like 2 or 3 people sending me tells about how did I do it, and I said I didn't know.
I remember that part. That was, yeah, fucked
That was,
up.
I think, that was the trickiest one.
Yeah, it was. It was. Um, okay, let's put that aside. Stormblood. We'll know more on the 24th, which is a very annoying date to put a live letter on. Yeah, we're not going to talk about the end of PS3 support. We've already covered that quite a bit in the previous episode, so let's talk about patch 3.45 real quick. They've added 200 floors to Palace of the Dead, which is, I mean, a good thing, because at least they haven't given up. I haven't been in there yet, so I don't know what it's like. It's nice to see them still working on it, and apparently it's very difficult, which is also good. We have some more hardcore content in here. But the thing that sort of struck me is that the weapon you get is eye level 255. Which is the same eye level you get for beating Sophia Extreme. I don't know. It's a bit disappointed by that. I was at least expecting 260. I was hoping for a 270, but so, is it worth it? It depends on how you're doing in the game at the moment. If you don't have Sophia on farm, then yes, I guess it's worth it if you can manage to get through all that. If you already have Sophia on farm, I'd say farm Sophia instead. But if you want glamour, go ahead. Also, it is probably a good idea to get at least your armor and weapon rating up, so you can proceed when they add more floors and get the better weapon there. Anything to say about that? Orange? No.
I don't want to comment on Palace of the Dead.
Well, and your second favorite part, the new relic quest. I've, I've seen I've seen the pictures and the gifs of the weapons. They look amazing. They are 260. I don't know anything
Is that
about.
the final step for Heaven's Roar Relic?
I don't think so. I think they have like one quest left, like they did with the previous.
And it will be the worst one.
No, actually, if there's anything like the Heavensward one, no, sorry, not the Heavensward one, the Realm Reborn one, it's gonna be super easy. Like, remember they had the Seda part.
I just gave up on my original quest because I think I gave up on the books.
Oh god, the books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're much easier now. You only have to kill 2 mobs instead of 10, but I still don't want to do it.
No,
I don't know how are the other steps.
If I remember correctly, you had the Relic Reborn, then you had to upgrade it to Zenith, which was really easy. And then there was the books. No, it was the Atmas. And then there was the books. And then you had Alexandrite.
Yeah, I've heard that, but I can tell.
And then I can't remember. Then they had the Seda part where you had to do like the last part of the Seda quest was literally just doing 10 dungeons, and then you had it. Because they sort of wanted everyone to have the relic when the game was over, when the end of the game was there. So I don't know. I'm expecting the last step to be really easy. Okay. That should be it for Final Fantasy news. And if you have paid any attention to the title of this stream, you probably realize that we are about to switch into something completely different. Not completely different. It's the return of Who Wants to Be a Gillionaire. This is just a quick disclaimer. This is still in the early phases, so this is a test of sorts. Normally we would have 3 contestants. Lonigan isn't here, so Orange is going straight into the heart line, and it's gonna be a test. So expect technical difficulties. I'm afraid we might get a lot of them. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let's start. Who wants to be a Gillionaire? Here we are. Okay, so for those of you who are unfamiliar with Gillionaire, it's basically just a quiz. But this is Heartline, so 5 questions for each answer you answer correctly, and then you don't lose any points if you answer wrongly, but you don't get any. Obviously, don't get any points. You have your lifelines. That's call a friend, remove a question, or ask the audience. Obviously, you cannot have call a friend, because call a friend would usually be Lonigan. So we're gonna disable that one. So you still have remove a wrong answer and ask the audience. Okay, let's go into Heartline. Oh yeah.
It's closed now.
Okay, yeah. You cannot use. If I hear you googling, if I hear your keyboard. Or
oh,
anything,
you can see my screens on the.
That's true. So yeah, when he's asking the audience, but if he's asking the audience, you will get a straw poll in the chat. So make sure you answer that as quick as possible. Okay, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Am I ready? Yes, I am. Okay. Here we go with the first question. Allegan tomestones are used to trade high-tier gear. In what patch was the Allegan tomestones of soldiery introduced? Is it A 2.1, B 2.2, or C 2.4?
Well, I think 2.1
yeah,
is not the answer, I think, because they only add tombstone every 2 patches.
Okay.
But I can't remember the other currency. I remember esoterics, and I remember lore, and I think those are the last ones. So I'm going to say 2.2.
2.2. Is that your final answer?
I think so. Oh my.
I can tell you as much as there was no currency added in 2.1. So it's either 2.2 or 2.4. And you went for 2.2.
Yeah.
And 2.2 is correct. You earn yourself 5 points. And we go to the next question. That didn't happen. The Allegan Empire was founded by what emperor? Was it A, Une, B, Amon, or C, Sunday?
Well, I have no idea, that's for sure. But I know 2 of those names, because I think they are bosses in Crystal Tower, and those are Sunday and Amon.
Mm-hmm.
But an nay? Is that how you call it?
Yeah, Unay or whatever.
Unay, okay.
Yeah.
Unay. I don't know that one. It's not even familiar.
Okay.
So I don't think those bosses have found it. I don't know. I have no idea, but I wouldn't say that those founded the Galaga Empire. So I think I'm going to go with an A, Unay or whatever it is.
Okay, Unay is your final answer.
I have no idea on this one.
Okay. You said that Amon and Sunday were bosses in Crystal Tower. That's correct. Now the question is, if they are bosses, why are they bosses? You answered Unay, and Unay is wrong. The correct answer is C, Emperor Sunday. You still have 5 points as we move on to the next question.
Who is Unay, by the way?
Unay was part of the quest. Was part of the quest in Crystal Tower. The Allegan Empire existed in what era? The first, A, the first astral era, B, the second astral era, or C, the third astral era?
Oh my god. Those are hard tier questions.
Yeah. This is the last question about the Allegan Empire, by the way, so...
Oh, no. That's nice.
Well, I might have lied there. I just looked back at my questionnaire. It might actually be more. We'll see.
Well, I have no idea again. I think I'm going to use the you
want to ask the audience?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I have no idea. I don't want to answer wrong again.
Okay. Audience, we are turning our faces towards you. I'm preparing the machine. Hold on. Okay. I'm gonna do that. And hopefully this works. We're about to find out. Audience, I am about to post a link in the chat. Now,
if it doesn't work, I want my viewer thing back.
Okay, this is where it gets a bit of an RNG thing, because it depends on how many viewers we have and if the viewers are actually able to help you. Okay, people, time to vote now.
Well.
Classic. It will go for a minute.
Okay. I'm thinking, how if you allow me to use the call thing and works like I can Google it for 30 seconds instead?
Well, Googling it would give you the answer immediately.
Well, not really. Well, how am I supposed to search for this one? I would go to the wiki, but would I have enough time to look at the answer?
I mean, we'll see. Okay. Here we go. It's very dramatic.
I won.
Time is running out. Yep.
That must be the correct answer for sure.
Okay, so yeah, 1 vote has come in. The third astral era.
Okay.
Does that help you in any way?
No, but I hope Beryl has done a research.
Yeah, possibly.
Okay, so we're choosing that then.
Okay, so that's your final answer. C, the third astral era. Okay. So this, I can see how this is a bit of a difficult question. the Elegant Empire and its era is rarely brought up in the game. You went for the Third Astral Era, and I can tell you right now that the Elegant Empire existed in the Third Astral Era.
Yes!
Good job, Burrow.
I love you, Burrow.
Okay. So, let me fix this. Jesus Christ, there's a lot to do when the audio cuts out. Okay.
My score.
Your score is 10
Yeah.
to 40. There we go. What ended the Elegant Empire's era?
You lied.
I lied.
What the fuck?
What ended the Elegant Empire's era? A. A solar flare. B. A massive earthquake. Or C. A massive flood. Another Elegant themed question.
Well, I don't think a plot that's makes any sense on the Elegance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really an ignorant in the Elegant thing because I've skipped any lore. I mean, every of the lore. So I think it's either a flare or an earthquake.
Okay.
An earthquake.
Like what's yeah, okay, so it's either in your head it's either the solar flare or the earthquake. Why not the flood?
Because I haven't seen any flood mechanic in Wrestle Tower.
Yeah, good point.
And the flare, I've seen so many.
Right.
So that's the earthquakes. But I don't know. I'm just going to choose randomly.
Okay, you still have one lifeline left.
Yeah, but I want to spend it later.
Okay.
On one, at least I know some of the answers, so I'm going to choose a flare.
Your final answer is flare.
Yeah, the A.
Okay. I like the way you're thinking. There might be mechanics tied to how they disappeared. You went for a solar flare, and that is wrong.
Oh my god, that was the other one.
A massive earthquake was what
I chose randomly.
wiped them out. Your score remains. In the binding coil of Bahamut, in what turn? No more Elegant. In what turn would you find yourself if you were standing in the Ragnarok drive cylinder? A. Turn 3. B. Turn 4. Or C. Turn 5.
Okay, I know for sure that 5 isn't the answer.
Okay.
And I remember one of our free company members being there. So turn 3 was the jumping turn. I mean the one people. Oh no, that was the 2. No. That's the 3rd. And the 4th one was like an elevator. So I have to choose the Ragnarok drive cylinder. I think it's turn 3.
Okay. Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Okay. Turn 3. Final. Oh Jesus, where did my? Okay, the Ragnarok drive cylinder. You went for turn 3, and I am fixing this now. Okay, well, it's not turn 5, because turn 5 is the Hand of Bahamut. The Ragnarok drive cylinder is turn 4.
Oh my god!
I love how you even said that a free company member was there a lot. Why would anyone do turn 3 over and over again? Oh, next question.
Oh my god.
Your score remains.
Yeah.
In turn 1 and 2, you come across the Elegant Orb known as ADS. What does ADS stand for? Is it A, Autonomous Drill System, B, Automated Defense System, or C, Automatic Death System?
I'm pretty sure it's the B.
Okay.
The C, it's not the answer, that's for sure. I've read it, but I don't remember perfectly.
Okay.
I know the last one is system, but...
So you want to go for B? Is that the one that sounds the most correct?
Yeah, I'm going for B. I think I'm pretty sure of this.
Okay.
Oh, please, come on. Don't get that one.
Well, I'll do it quick. You chose B, Automated Defense System, and Automated Defense System is correct.
Okay.
You earned yourself another point. 5 points. And we move on to the next question. Which of these primals were not present in the original release of Final Fantasy XIV, also known as Final Fantasy XIV 1.0? Is it A, Ifrit, B, Titan, or C, Garuda?
Okay, I think I know this one too.
Okay.
I think it's Garuda, and Titan is... Wait, let me read the question again.
Okay. Which one?
Okay, we're not
part of the original release.
You told me once that Titan was a good guy in 1.0, so Titan was there.
Okay.
And we were exploring 1.0, and I remember you said something about Ifrit, but I'm not sure. I just remember it barely. And I haven't heard anything about Garuda.
Okay.
So I think I'm going to pick Garuda.
You're choosing C, Garuda. That's your final answer.
Yeah.
It is true that I talked about how Titan was a good guy in 1.0.
Well, kind of a good guy, I don't remember. He wanted to protect his people.
Yeah, he was innocent, more or less. However, I did tell you that Titan was not in 1.0.
What?
He was supposed to be in 1.0. That's why we went to his place, because they prepared it. There was an earthquake in Japan, and they felt like having an earthquake god in the game would offend people. So he was never implemented in the game.
Wow.
Your score is 15 points. We move on.
This is very sad.
At the release of Heavensward, 3 classes with its respective guildmasters were introduced. Sorry, I laughed at this question because it's mean. What is the name of the Astrologian guildmaster? Is it A, Janiquard, B, Quimperane, or C, Lulutsu? This one is special.
I have no idea.
So none of these answers ring a bell.
No, because Astrologian was the second job I leveled up in Heavensward, and that was long back.
Oh yeah.
I mean, more than 1 year ago, and I literally skipped everything. So
Okay.
if you asked me for Machinis instead, I will know it. But this is long back in time, so I think I'm going to choose randomly.
Okay. Yeah.
Not
Okay.
judging by the names. Oh, now I have a glimpse. Maybe it's Lulutsu.
Okay.
It-
What?
it-
Does it ring a bell?
I remember a quest in Mordona where you had to go to a very beautiful area, very close to which one was very close to an imperial building. I don't remember, but I remember that name. I think it's Lulutsu.
But is it linked to the Astrologian?
I don't know. I don't really know. But the first one, I have no idea about the first one.
Okay.
It looks like it sounds like an adolescent name.
Right.
Alutsu, it's like I don't know, very different name. But I'm going to pick that one.
Okay, that's your final answer.
Oh, let me ask you something before. This is not the last question, right?
No, we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions left.
Okay, so I will save my 1-3
Okay.
thing.
Okay.
So I'm picking Lulutsu.
C is your final answer.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
If it is the first one, I'm going to cry because that was the one I was sorry it was not.
Looking at the naming conventions, the last name should probably be that of a Lalafell. You chose Silulutsu and not Jannequinard or Quimperane. Well, the correct answer is A.
How you fucking kidding me?
Oh yes.
Oh my god, this is very bad.
Oh. Great. Okay.
Oh my god.
What is the real name of the woman known as Lady Iceheart? A. Yesail, B. Alian, or C. Jandalaine?
Finally, an answer I know. I mean, I knew the name before reading the story again because
Oh yeah.
I've played Triple Trial a lot, and the name is on the car.
All
So
right.
it's A. Icesail.
Okay, A. Icesail, that's your final answer.
Yeah.
Okay, this probably isn't a big surprise, but Yesail is correct. 20 points. You have to answer correctly on every single question from now
Oh
on
my god.
in order to win. Let's see here.
I hope they are as easy as this one.
Well, here's the next question. In the dungeon Sestasha Seagrot, you meet a disgruntled pirate captain that eventually ends his days in the hands of a fish creature, only to return as a squid creature in the hard mode. What's his name? A. Captain... Wait, do you see the same as me? No, you're not seeing
No,
the
but
same as me.
I've heard more information that it's very helpful.
Okay, I've got my questions fucked up. Well, that's the next question. That's a spoiler for the next question. In the dungeon, the Eerie, what is the name of the dragon boss you encounter at the end? Is it A. Rosvelger, B. Tiamat, or C. Nidhogg?
Yuri. That's the level 55 dungeon.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because the 53 dungeon was some AI. I'm pretty sure it's Nidhogg.
You're gonna lock your answer on C, Nidhogg.
Yes.
Well, Reisvelger is the final boss of Sorkai.
Yeah.
So it's either Tiamat or Nidhogg.
Tiamat is another boss, but not the last one, that's for sure. The
Okay.
other one is Tioman, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. And the correct answer for this is Nidhogg.
Yay.
25 points. As we move on to the next question, which is hopefully the question I just read. No, it's not. For some reason, this question is not even in here. Okay. I just read a question that's not even in the game. Okay. Let's see here. This is perfect. There we go. The settlement Tailfeather is located in what area? A. Dravanian hinterlands. B. Dravanian forelands. Or C. Coerthus Western Highlands.
Do you know why I know the answer?
I believe it has something to do with a certain beast tribe.
No. Well, actually, yes. But do you know how many times I've traveled to Dravanian Forelands to do dailies?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
do you know how many times I've teleported to Tailfeather? So
I don't even want to know.
Okay, so I'm picking the B.
You're picking B, Dravanian forelands.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not even going to dwell on this, because obviously you would know this. The correct answer for this question is, of course, B. You have 30 points, and I think the question I just read is coming up now. In the dungeon, Sastasha Seagrot, you meet a disgruntled pirate captain that eventually ends his days in the hands of a fish creature, only to return as a squid creature in the hard mode. What is his name? Is it A. Captain Jack, B. Captain Johnson, or C. Captain Madison?
I'm pretty sure it's C, Captain Madison.
Okay.
Captain Jack, it's not for sure.
Okay.
Well,
I don't know why.
And Johnson is not. Doesn't ring any bells.
Okay. Just a reminder, this is you only have 2 questions left. This is the next to last question.
Oh my god. I think, yeah. Oh. Yeah, let's pick the C.
Okay. You're going for C.
Yeah.
Captain Madison.
Oh my god, please.
Whew.
Please!
Well, Captain Jack is... it's just someone I picked because of Doctor Who. And that's not the correct one. So it's either Captain Johnson or Captain Madison. You chose C, Captain Madison, and Captain Madison is correct. You only have 1 question left. And I fear you might know this one because I've already sort of spoiled this question before. So here we go. Such a marvel proof not only that the gods exist, but that they love, and that they love. And that profoundly is the quote from the explorer that mapped the entirety of Eorzea some 70 years ago. What is his name? A. Auric Ballard. B. Berokaya Lothalsvin, or whatever. C. Mera Pamera. So this is the man or woman responsible for the map of Eorzea that we know today?
What the fuck is this question?
We have to save the hardest question to last.
I'm reading the question again, but
What is the name of the man who mapped Eorzea?
yeah. Well, Auric Valar is a familiar name. I've read it before.
Okay.
The sea. It's not a common Final Fantasy name, I think. I mean,
Okay.
I haven't found any similar name in Final Fantasy, but it's kind of familiar too.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So I'm using the 1-3. Well, I have to. It's my last question.
Okay. We're gonna ask the computer to remove a wrong question.
Oh my! Are you fucking kidding me?
Well.
It was not the computer. It's totally rigged. Oh my
well,
God.
you have now used your final lifeline. You have to answer this correctly to win.
Why is the sea name so familiar? The first one is familiar too. I don't know. I'm going to choose the A.
A?
Yeah,
Your final answer.
I guess.
Such a marvel proof not only that the gods exist, but that they love, and that profoundly, is a quote by none other than Auric Ballard. Congratulations, you won!
I won something.
Wow. Well, that was quite the ending. You actually won. You won. So that's you won with like the last question, and you used all your helplines. That's pretty cool. They worked for once. We still haven't tried the call a friend, but when Lonigan returns, we will have everything working. Yeah. That's Gillionaire. We don't really have a prize yet. The next one we will have an actual prize from
A
like
high five.
like yeah, a high five. Yeah. Boom. Nice. What? Yeah. People are asking in chat, what did he win? Didn't win anything this time. Next time, however, I promise they will win something from the Mog Station. So there will be actual stakes. Oh yes. Did I hear someone talk about the Korean outfit? Someone talk about the Korean outfit? Oh shit.
Oh.
Okay. Well, this wraps up our podcast actually. So thanks to everyone for watching. Let us know if you're watching this on YouTube. Let us know in the comments what you thought about this episode, and let us know in chat if you're watching it live how you felt about the Gillionaire thing. We're still working on it. In the future, we kind of want viewers to be able to participate as well, so hopefully we'll get that to work someday. Until then, guys, see you around. Bye!
Bye.